Ancient Egypt, a land of pharaohs and pyramids, a place where history sleeps beneath desert sands. King Tutankhamun, a name synonymous with mystery and opulence. The discovery of Tut's tomb in 1922 sent shockwaves through the world. The boy king's treasures offered intimate details about his life, and the enduring legacy of a civilization that continues to captivate our imaginations. Tutankhamun's reign was short-lived. Ascending to the throne at 9, he ruled for a decade before his untimely death at 18. Despite his brief reign, Tut's legacy is woven into ancient Egyptian history. The mystery of his death and the discovery of his tomb cemented his place in history. His undisturbed tomb offered a unique glimpse into the life and death of this enigmatic pharaoh. The Valley of the Kings, a desolate, sun-baked landscape on the west bank of the Nile River. Here, amidst the towering cliffs, lay the final resting place of Egypt's most powerful pharaohs. Howard Carter, a determined archaeologist, clung to the belief that Tutankhamun's tomb lay hidden. In 1922, amidst the dust and debris, destiny awaited. A simple stone step caught Carter's eye. The tomb of Tutankhamun was about to reveal its secrets. Howard Carter. The name conjures images of ancient tombs, glittering treasures, and a relentless pursuit of history's hidden secrets. Born in England in 1874, Carter's fascination with Egypt began in his youth. Unlike the wealthy explorers of his time, Carter came from humble beginnings. He couldn't afford a formal education in archaeology, but his passion burned bright. He honed his skills through meticulous observation, sketching artifacts and learning the intricacies of ancient Egyptian art. At the age of 17, his talent earned him a position with the Egypt Exploration Fund, a turning point that would shape his destiny. Carter's early years in Egypt were spent assisting seasoned archaeologists, documenting excavations, and meticulously recording every detail of the ancient world he encountered. He developed a reputation for his keen eye, his ability to spot subtle clues that others overlooked. The desert sands held endless stories, and Carter was determined to unearth them. Year after year, he immersed himself in the world of ancient Egypt, studying hieroglyphs, deciphering ancient texts, and absorbing the culture that had captivated his soul. He dreamed of uncovering a tomb untouched by time, a pristine glimpse into the past. Little did he know, his dream was about to become reality. The late 19th and early 20th centuries marked a golden age of archaeology in Egypt. Explorers from across the globe descended upon the land of the pharaohs. The Valley of the Kings became a focal point of this fervor. Teams toiled under the scorching sun, revealing fragments of a glorious past. Tombs long hidden were unearthed, yielding a treasure trove of artifacts. But with each discovery came a sense of loss. Most tombs had been plundered, their stories fragmented. The echoes of the past were faint, whispers on the desert wind. The Valley of the Kings, a place of stark beauty and haunting silence, held Carter captive. Its towering cliffs, sculpted by millennia of wind and sand, seemed to whisper tales of the past. Each sunrise brought renewed hope, a chance to unravel the mysteries buried beneath the valley floor. Carter spent countless hours exploring the valley, his eyes scanning the ground for any sign, any anomaly that might betray the presence of a hidden tomb. He meticulously documented his findings, sketching maps and recording his observations in his journals. His meticulous approach, honed over years of experience, set him apart from other archaeologists. But years turned into decades, and the elusive tomb remained hidden. Funding dwindled, and skepticism grew. Even Carter's closest colleagues began to doubt his conviction. The valley, it seemed, held its secrets close. Yet Carter refused to give up hope. He had dedicated his life to uncovering the past, and the Valley of the Kings had become his obsession. He knew that somewhere beneath the surface, hidden from the eyes of the world, lay the tomb of Tutankhamun. In 1907, Carter's unwavering belief caught the attention of George Herbert, the 5th Earl of Carnarvon. Lord Carnarvon, a wealthy aristocrat with a passion for Egyptology, was captivated by Carter's enthusiasm and dedication. He agreed to finance Carter's excavations in the Valley of the Kings, breathing new life into the archaeologist's fading dreams. The partnership between the pragmatic archaeologist and the aristocratic patron was an unlikely one, but it proved to be a fruitful alliance. Carnarvon provided the financial backing and access to influential circles, while Carter brought his unwavering determination and intimate knowledge of the Valley of the Kings. Together, they embarked on a journey that would make history. They faced setbacks, endured the scorching desert heat, and battled skepticism from their peers. But their shared passion for ancient Egypt fueled their determination. As the years passed, their efforts seemed in vain. The valley held its secrets close, guarding the tombs of its pharaohs with unwavering resolve. But Carter refused to be deterred. He had made a promise to himself, to Lord Carnarvon, and to the legacy of ancient Egypt, to find the tomb of Tutankhamun, and he would not rest until he had fulfilled that promise. The year was 1922. The Valley of the Kings shimmered under the relentless Egyptian sun. Years of searching had taken their toll on Howard Carter. Doubt gnawed at the edges of his resolve. Lord Carnarvon, his patron, had grown weary of the fruitless search. Funds were running low. This, Carter knew, was likely his last chance to prove his instincts right. He had one small area left to excavate, a patch of ground near the tomb of Ramesses VI. It seemed an unpromising spot, cluttered with the rubble of previous excavations. Even Carter, a man of unwavering faith, felt a flicker of doubt. On November 4th, a seemingly insignificant event occurred. A workman in Carter's employ struck something solid beneath the sand. It was a stone step, carefully hewn and buried deliberately. A thrill shot through Carter. Could this be it? Could this be the breakthrough he had sought for so long? The steps, 16 in total, descended into the earth. Each step cleared away fueled the fire of anticipation in Carter's heart. As he brushed away the centuries of dust, a sense of awe settled over the excavation site, a sense that they were on the verge of something monumental. News of the discovery spread quickly through the valley. Workers from nearby excavations gathered, their faces a mixture of curiosity and disbelief. Years of disappointment had tempered their expectations. Many had come to believe that the Valley of the Kings held no more secrets. But Carter, his eyes shining with excitement, knew in his heart that this was no ordinary find. The steps were too deliberately placed, the workmanship too fine to be anything but the entrance to a tomb of great significance. The excitement was contagious. Even the most skeptical workers felt a surge of adrenaline as the steps led them deeper into the earth. After days of careful excavation, the steps ended abruptly at a plastered doorway. On the plastered surface, Carter could make out faint traces of ancient seals. His pulse quickened. These seals bore the mark of the royal necropolis, the official seal used to protect the tombs of pharaohs. This was it. He had found it. The weight of the moment settled upon Carter. For years, he had dreamed of this moment, had visualized the thrill of discovery. Now, standing before the sealed doorway to a pharaoh's tomb, he was overcome with a sense of awe and trepidation. The news reached Lord Carnarvon in England. A flurry of telegrams crossed continents, each message crackling with anticipation. Carnarvon, his health failing, had almost given up hope of ever seeing Carter's dream realized. Upon receiving Carter's telegram, a surge of excitement coursed through the aging aristocrat. He immediately made arrangements to travel to Egypt, his heart pounding with a renewed sense of purpose. The long years of financial backing and unwavering support were about to pay off. On November 26, 1922, Carnarvon arrived at the excavation site. The atmosphere crackled with anticipation. Carter, his face etched with a mixture of excitement and anxiety, greeted his patron and friend. Together, they stood before the sealed doorway, a tangible barrier separating them from a past shrouded in mystery. The seals on the door were intact, a testament to the tomb's undisturbed slumber. For over 3,000 years, the secrets hidden behind this doorway had remained untouched, protected from the ravages of time and the plundering hands of grave robbers. Reaching the past. With Carnarvon at his side, Carter gave the order to break through the sealed doorway. The workers, Their movements, a mix of excitement and reverence, carefully chipped away at the plaster. The air grew thick with anticipation as the opening grew larger. Finally, the opening was large enough for Carter to peer inside. Holding a candle aloft, he leaned forward, his heart pounding in his chest. The air inside the tomb was stale, heavy with the scent of dust and decay. At first, all Carter could see was darkness. Then, slowly, as his eyes adjusted to the dim light, shapes began to emerge from the shadows. He could make out the faint outline of statues, their forms guarding the entrance to the tomb. A collective gasp escaped the small group gathered around the doorway. This was no ordinary tomb. This was something extraordinary. "Can you see anything?" Carnarvon asked, his voice trembling with excitement. Carter, still speechless, could only nod, his eyes wide with wonder. Stepping back from the opening, he uttered the words that would echo through history. Yes, wonderful things. The antechamber. Enlarging the opening, Carter and Carnarvon entered the tomb, their footsteps the first to disturb the silence of millennia. They found themselves in a small antechamber, its walls adorned with vibrant paintings depicting scenes from the afterlife. The room was crammed with treasures, gilded couches, alabaster vases, chariots, and chests overflowing with precious objects. The air hung heavy with the scent of cedarwood and incense, a faint echo of the rituals performed here thousands of years ago. Moving carefully through the cluttered antechamber, Carter noticed another sealed doorway on the far side of the room. This door, unlike the first, was adorned with images of Anubis, the jackal-headed god of the underworld. It was clear that this doorway led to the burial chamber itself, the final resting place of the boy king. The discovery of the antechamber with its wealth of treasures was a monumental event. But for Carter and Carnarvon, it was merely a prelude to the true prize, the untouched burial chamber of Tutankhamun. With bated breath and a sense of awe, they prepared to breach the final barrier separating them from one of history's greatest mysteries. The inner sanctum. The sealed doorway leading to the burial chamber stood before them, a portal to another time. Weeks had passed since the initial discovery, weeks spent carefully documenting and removing the treasures from the antechamber, but it was the sealed doorway that dominated their thoughts, a constant reminder of the ultimate prize that awaited them. On December 16, 1922, the day arrived. The team gathered before the sealed doorway, a mix of excitement and trepidation etched on their faces. Carter, his hand trembling slightly, made a small opening in the doorway. Enlarging the opening, Carter peered inside, his candle casting long, dancing shadows on the walls beyond. A golden palace. The sight that greeted Carter's eyes was breathtaking. Dominating the room was a massive wooden shrine, its gilded surfaces gleaming under the light of his candle. The shrine, intricately carved and painted with scenes of gods and goddesses, filled almost the entire room. Carter stood there, speechless, overwhelmed by the sheer scale and beauty of the discovery. The walls of the burial chamber were adorned with vibrant paintings, depicting scenes from the Book of the Dead. Carefully, Carter and Carnarvon made their way around the massive shrine, their footsteps echoing in the stillness of the burial chamber. Every inch of the room seemed to hold a treasure. Statues of protective deities stood guard, their eyes gleaming with inlaid precious stones. Chests overflowed with jewelry, weapons, and other precious objects, each one a testament to the wealth and power of the boy king. Among the treasures, Carter discovered a series of model boats, their sails still billowing as if caught in an eternal breeze. The sheer quantity and quality of the treasures were astonishing. Whispers from the past. As Carter and Carnarvon meticulously documented each treasure, a sense of awe and humility settled over them. Each item told a story, whispered secrets of a long-vanished world. After weeks of carefully dismantling the nested shrines, the moment of truth arrived. The innermost coffin, made of solid gold, lay before them, its surface gleaming under the light of their lamps. With bated breath and a sense of reverence, they lifted the lid of the coffin. Inside, they found a second coffin, also of gold but smaller than the first, And within that coffin, a third, this one made of solid gold and weighing over 240 pounds. Finally, they reached the last coffin. It was here, within this golden shell, that the mummified remains of Tutankhamun had rested undisturbed for over 3,000 years. As they carefully lifted the lid, a collective gasp escaped their lips. There, before them, lay the boy king, his face covered by a magnificent golden mask, his frail body wrapped in layers of linen. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb sent ripples of excitement across the globe. Newspapers printed grainy photographs of the treasures, each image fueling the public's fascination with the boy king. Tutankhamun, it was estimated, had died around the age of 18. His reign, though brief, had been a time of significant change, marked by a return to traditional religious practices. The lavishness of his tomb, however, hinted at a sudden and unexpected demise. Theories surrounding Tutankhamun's death swirled like desert winds. Some whispered of foul play, pointing to the political turmoil of the time. Adding fuel to the fire of conspiracy theories was the discovery of a small wound on Tutankhamun's skull. While some focused on the possibility of murder, others turned their attention to the physical remains of the boy king, seeking clues to his health and any ailments that might have contributed to his death. Tutankhamun's mummy, though remarkably well preserved, bore the marks of several health problems. Examinations revealed that the young pharaoh had suffered from a cleft palate, a condition that would have made speech and eating difficult. He also had a clubfoot, a deformity that would have made walking painful and limited his mobility. Further analysis of Tutankhamun's DNA revealed evidence of malaria parasites, suggesting he had contracted the disease multiple times throughout his short life. The combination of physical ailments and recurring bouts of malaria painted a picture of a young man in fragile health. Despite decades of scientific advancements and countless hours dedicated to unraveling the mystery of Tutankhamun's death, the question of what truly killed the boy king remains an enigma. Each new discovery seems to raise more questions than answers, adding layers of intrigue to an already fascinating story. Did he die from complications arising from his physical ailments? Was he struck down by a particularly aggressive strain of malaria? Or did a combination of factors conspire to end his reign prematurely? The mystery surrounding Tutankhamun's death, though unsolved, only adds to the allure of his legacy. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb wasn't just about uncovering glittering treasures. It was about unearthing a lost world. Before Carter's incredible find, ancient Egypt seemed a distant, almost mythical civilization. Tut's tomb changed all that. It gave us a glimpse into the daily life, the beliefs, the artistry of a people who lived thousands of years ago. Suddenly, these weren't just names in history books. These were real people, with hopes and dreams, fears, and ambitions. The legacy of Tutankhamun's tomb extends far beyond the artifacts themselves. Walk into any major museum today, and you're likely to encounter the boy king's legacy. Replicas of his golden mask, his ornate jewelry, and his intricately painted sarcophagus adorn countless gift shops. His image has become instantly recognizable, a symbol of ancient Egypt itself. The discovery of his tomb sparked a renewed interest in Egyptology, leading to countless new discoveries and a deeper understanding of this ancient civilization. Today, thanks to advancements in technology, we can experience Tutankhamun's tomb in ways that Carter and Carnarvon could only have dreamed of. The story of Tutankhamun is a reminder that the past is never truly gone. The story of Tutankhamun is just one chapter in the vast and fascinating history of ancient Egypt. From the towering pyramids of Giza to the bustling streets of ancient Thebes, this civilization left behind a legacy that continues to amaze and inspire us. If you've been captivated by the story of the boy king, I encourage you to delve deeper into the world of ancient Egypt. So subscribe to Untold Past, ring that notification bell, and join us as we continue to explore the fascinating stories of history's greatest mysteries.